So, you also hear a lot about blockchains, running AI, right? Like, I'll go on a limb here and tell you that it's all nonsense, right? There's not a single blockchain in existence I'm aware of other than the internet computers running AI smart contracts.
Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video breakdown, we're going to be diving into some ICP developments that place the internet computer among giants like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. We're also going to be diving into some perspectives from some industry-leading experts and documentation from some of the world's largest organizations showing you all why you should be paying attention to blockchains that are helping revolutionize and support AI infrastructure. As always, bringing you all some of the realest information in the game. I have like 20 tabs open for you all today. This is going to be a deep research dive on internet computer, why it is that I'm heavily invested in it, and a forward outlook as to the digital transformation and the integration of artificial intelligence into this new financial system. So we're going to set the tone. I'm going to play a couple of video clips. So first, I want you all to listen to Dominic Williams, the chief scientist and founder of the Definity Foundation, talk about how ICP is the only blockchain that can truly help scale AI.
But now, the question is going to arise for people like, am I running the right AI model on my phone? Well, in the simplest, even a traditional blockchain, which can't even store a phone photo, can store a hash of an AI model that someone's going to run on the phone. When somebody downloads the model onto their phone, maybe to act as a personal agent or something, they can check the hash, matches the hash stored on the blockchain. So there's lots of different ways. I think blockchain generally can work with AI, but from the perspective of ICP, the things that we do that cannot be done anywhere else are we can run AI on the blockchain as a smart contract. Today, there's no other blockchain in the world that can get anywhere near being able to do that.
So you heard Dominic Williams mention that they are the only blockchain in the world that can run AI effectively and efficiently. I want you all to take a second and listen to this World Government Summit that took place, where world leaders and industry-leading experts discussed and talked about the importance of the future of artificial intelligence and how financial institutions and banks will need to embrace these technological innovations or risk falling behind.
In my opinion, when you look at the next 5, 10 years, 15-year trajectory going forward, particularly when you look at the sectors that the UAE is focusing on, and de facto the sectors that we as an investment institution, Mubadala, are focusing on. So when you look at key themes, energy transition, technology, artificial intelligence, within that, digital infrastructure, these are all spaces that are undergoing a massive transformation. I would say a profound transformation that today, when we look back in 10 years, we will look at 2024 and probably 2023 as really critical foundation years for a massive investment journey in these spaces that investment institutions and countries, in this case, that took the right decisions in these two, in my opinion, critical years, 23, 24. 10 years from now, we'll look back I think, and we'll be very satisfied if they took the right decisions.
When you look at like Amazon, Facebook, these are natural networking businesses. Now, in AI, I think there's going to be different flavors of it, and there'll be, my hypothesis, there'll be 10 or 20 companies that can survive because you won't work with one global foundational model like a Google. There'll be domain-specific models, and there'll be models that are good for certain industries. So I think it's going to be a broader, group of companies that rise from this, maybe what is a little bit of a speculative bubble right now. But I think it is for real. The productivity gains are enormous, and it frees up human capital to do other things. And so I'm not scared of AI. I view AI as, when I can date myself, when I was in college, we still used, for accounting, I was an accounting major, still used slide rules. And people thought that when HP 12Cs came in, it was dangerous because we wouldn't be able to do math. But that was far from the truth. That just increased productivities. That brought us personal computers. That brought us now large-scale computing, and now AI. And so I think AI will be one of those 5 factors in the next 10 years, 20 years that changes everything.
Legacy. Ross, can I? You have a very strong business. So AI, you embrace AI. Every division of our group has an AI strategy. and we want to be out in front of where AI is going to go in all of our different businesses, so that we don't want to be surprised, and we don't want to wake up one day and be out of business because we were naive or we had a blind spot. And so we're focused on it. It's going to be very productive for society.
So I just wanted you to hear these reputable individuals, these leaders in the industry, mention how AI is going to be a massive transformative part of the financial ecosystem moving forward, and how you do not want to wake up and not be participating in AI and realize, oh my gosh, you are falling behind or you've been left behind. We're going to come over here to another video clip of Dominic Williams at Paris Blockchain Week go on to mention how they are the only third generation blockchain that can run AI smart contracts, and how everything in the future will operate on AI smart contracts.
And since ICP is one of the leaders, if not the leader in on-chain, what do you think are the benefits of hosting everything on-chain as opposed to using legacy solutions like Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud and so on?
Yeah, well, look, firstly, blockchain remains a place or an industry that's very much run by narratives and memes. And, there's a lot of people, for example, talking about the blockchain for AI or the token for AI. And I think, people out there get confused. That doesn't mean they're actually running AI as smart contracts, right? And similarly, being on-chain is a new kind of thing. But as far as we're aware, at least today, internet computer smart contracts are the only ones that, for example, benefit from the reverse gas model, so they can pay for their own computation, that can process HTTP to serve the user experience. We're not aware yet of any other third-generation blockchains or blockchains that can really fairly lay claim to providing that kind of functionality. So first of all, remember that, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in blockchain, right? There's a lot of decentralization theater. So I haven't looked into the Solana on-chain demo, but look, what I can tell you is Solana can't store a phone photo, right?
Yeah.
So how on earth is it storing emails which might have PDF attachments and things like that? Doesn't make any sense. What they're probably doing is storing the hash of an email on chain or something like that. I'd imagine, right? Which is something very different to running, a communication system on chain. So, you also hear a lot about blockchains, running AI, right? Like, I'll go on a limb here and tell you that it's all nonsense, right? There's not a single blockchain in existence I'm aware of other than the internet computers running AI smart contracts. But, people do this kind of like, somebody got in a panel with Jensen Huang, got touched by Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, and everyone's like, near to the moon, it's AI, right? But, near's not running AI smart contracts. Solana has this thing about AI. Again, they can't even store a phone photo on chain. I mean, you need to be able to store, billions of neuron weights if you're going to, hold them in memory, smart contract memory, if you want to run an AI model as a smart contract. So obviously, if you can't store a phone photo, then you can't do that, right? It's like some kind of connector to ChatGPT.
Why is it so more beneficial to have AI on-chain as opposed to having it on AWS?
Okay, so, here's a statement. I'll go on a limb again. I'll tell you, look, it's going to be a few years, but in the end, the vast majority of AI models are run as smart contracts. And there's a really simple reason. AI has a particular demand for security. So, first of all, if you run an AI model on traditional IT infrastructure, that traditional IT infrastructure isn't secure. And you can use all the firewalls in the world, all the intrusion detection in the world, all the anti-malware in the world. As we can see, it gets hacked all the time. The purpose of blockchain is to provide a platform that runs on secure mathematics. Hackers cannot make 2 + 2 = 5, right? So, this far, all of those kind of services on the internet computer that have crypto inside have proven hack-proof. So that's a huge advantage, number one.
So over the course of those couple of fundamental video breakdowns that I just played for you guys, you heard giants in this space mentioned, the likes of Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, so on and so forth. Not only did you hear the importance of artificial intelligence and the role that it's going to play in the future financial ecosystem, but you also heard those giants mentioned. And now here we see, this is a post from April 22nd, 2025. We're going to get into this before I show you all that almost every single organization and financial institution is talking about integrating and adopting artificial intelligence. We'll get into that in just 1 second. But this is a post from Definity. Definity continues to be recognized for its contributions to the CVE program's vulnerability data enrichment efforts. We are proud to be the only blockchain project on the list, and we're in good company alongside Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. Strengthening global security one CVE at a time, and it gives you this little tiny link down here to click on. But before we click on that link, do you all remember Dominic Williams at a Web3 event at the Crypto Valley conference go on to say this?
So I think, the world computer that's being created by this technology should be seen within the same context. And, in some ways we see an equivalence between the internet and information superhighway, world computer and Amazon Web Services.
So you heard Dominic Williams mention that world computer, internet computer is comparable to Amazon Web Services. And that was from a previous Crypto Valley Web3 Summit conference that took place a couple of months ago. Now fast forward to where we're at today, April 8th, 2025. Vulnerability data enrichment for CVE records 249 CNAs on the enrichment recognition list from April 7, 2025. And Definity is the only blockchain company sitting here on this list along the lines of Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, right? So with that in mind, we're simply just going to come over here and we plug the question into ChatGPT. What does this mean and why is it so important? Break it down in simplistic terms for anyone to understand. So what does this mean? The CVE program, the Common Vulnerabilities and Exposure Program, is the global standard for identifying and sharing information about cybersecurity vulnerabilities. The CNA, or CVE Numbering Authority, are organizations authorized to assign CVE IDs to vulnerabilities and publish detailed records about them. These organizations are trusted by the global security community to report vulnerabilities accurately and responsibly. Definity consistently provides this info for 98% or more of its CVE submissions, making it one of the few organizations doing so at a high level of precision and timeliness. So why is this so important? It is the only blockchain organization on this list. Among 249 CNAs, Definity is the only blockchain project recognized. Others on the list include, like we mentioned, giants like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, institutions that are at the core of the internet infrastructure. This sets Definity apart as a leader in blockchain security and transparency. It also establishes credibility, it enhances trust, and it promotes real-world use cases. So what does this show about the internet computer? It shows security-first infrastructure, that Definity is treating its protocol like internet infrastructure, not just a crypto project. It also means that it is compliance ready, that it aligns with standards that enterprises and governments demand. It also is pushing the boundaries where most blockchain projects don't engage in global vulnerability coordination. Definity does. So the bottom line of all of this means that this puts internet computer in a class of its own, not just among blockchain, but among the world's most secure and conscious tech companies. It's a strong signal that Definity is helping bridge the gap between Web3 innovation and Web2 security expectations, and that is essential for mainstream adoption, right? So I thought that I'd share that fundamental development with you guys before we get into the detail. Going back to what the gentleman said on stage about adopting AI into their infrastructure so that one day they don't wake up and realize that they're falling behind, I want to show you all documented proof so that way you all can see that in their documents, they are telling you all this stuff to your face. And yet here we see Definity Foundation, Dominic Williams, the co-founder of Internet Computer, sitting on stage telling you all that they are the only third generation blockchain that can actually support AI infrastructure and AI smart contracts, right? So here we're going to start with the documentation, always trying to show you guys some of the realest information and documented proof that all of this is happening. 2025, the state of fintech. This is the annual banker survey and collection of insights. And here we see it talk about, as AI moves beyond automation, it redefines the very nature of work, requiring a new mindset and approach to leadership, strategy, and execution. AI workers are the new competitive advantage that enables never before hybrid strategies comprised of three key pillars. The idea that AI agents can function as a full-time worker is no longer theoretical, it is reality. That is one document. We come over here to yet another document. This is the 2025 Global Outlook for Banking and Financial Markets. This is directly from IBM. And here it says, one undeniable trend is emerging as the game changer: artificial intelligence. AI is no longer just a buzzword, it is rapidly becoming a key foundation of banking strategies. Only those banks that align their technology investments with robust reinvention supported by digital infrastructure and a deep-rooted culture of AI risk management will effectively scale these innovations across their entire organizations. We're going through a massive pivotal shift. It is a call to action. The decisions made today will determine which organizations win and lose in the age of AI. That sounds similar to exactly what the gentleman on stage said to you guys just a second ago. Here's yet another document. This is directly from the head of global consumer products at Visa, Mark Nelson. Most of you all know who Visa, the company, is. And it says right here, 60% of the global population is expected to use digital wallets by 2026. That is massive considering what Dominic Williams said a second ago about digital wallets. Here it says AI automation tools are now taking the technology to a next level. The next phase for AI-powered digital wallets will likely include virtual AI assistants embedded in chatbots for customer support. This is again directly coming from Mark Nelson, head of global consumer products at Visa. Here is a document from NTT Data, the AI responsibility gap, why leadership is the missing link. Businesses and industries that have failed to develop the necessary knowledge and governance are being left behind by AI advances, especially in Gen AI. Organizations are scrambling to catch up, but the clock is ticking. Uninformed moves can change the entire trajectory of the market. You do not want to be the uninformed investor. Based off the information that I'm showing you all, ICP is the only third generation blockchain that can actually scale AI infrastructure and support AI smart contracts. This is a document titled Agentic AI, the New Frontier in Gen AI, and it is from PwC. And right here at the top, it says, in the fast lane of technological evolution, missing the AI turn today means being outpaced tomorrow. Again, word for word, exactly what that gentleman said. So that is all for today's video breakdown. Again, showing you all that ICP is in a class of its own in terms of blockchain and AI infrastructure, and how it is the only third generation blockchain that has the capability to properly scale and support AI infrastructure, AI smart contracts. Now is the time to be paying attention to organizations and projects in this space that are building, especially in this most recent market downturn. I cannot stress enough that now's the time to lock in and focus and block out all the noise, the fudsters, and the naysayers, and really have a zoomed out long-term perspective. As always, none of this is financial advice. I'm simply here in an attempt to just show you guys the research behind the scenes that nobody else is bringing to your attention in terms of documents, panel discussions. If you all enjoyed today's video breakdown, maybe you hold ICP, or maybe now you're interested in doing research on it further, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next video breakdown.